The whole project was developed from the experience that I had when I was young, my family members and all some of the communities also they experienced the same thing. I come from a big family of 7 brothers and my parents were not working, they were jobless and it was not possible for feed all these people. So we could be lucky to get 2 meals in a day. So you go to school, sit in the classroom, you cannot listen to a teacher. So everything just, you're just there. So living in this life when the family is struggling, no food, communities all are struggling without water. There is always a lot of conflict because everybody is trying anyway to survive. I thought, how can people find a way to feed, have enough to eat? How can people find enough to share like water? How could people just live in harmony together? So that's why I thought if I ever get a chance to study well, I want to work on these issues. So education was the only tool which can help me. But since my family is big, there's no money to support all of us to school. So all of my brothers, they drop out of school because there was no money to continue for further education, no high school. I'm the last born, and so when also my chance came to go to high school, I could not join the high school. So I dropped out of high school, and so the only job I could do at that time was just to help in the construction. I thought my hope of trying to change something, to study or something, disappeared. I worked on a construction company for 1 year. By good chance, I just found a priest, Catholic priest, because we went to build one of the houses which belonged to a priest. So he was concerned about my life. I'm young, what are you doing on the construction site? And decided to support me to a high school. So he took me to a high school. By good chance, that was really revitalized my hope. So I studied, and when I finished, the first thing I thought, I remember my dream to work on this issue, basic needs, food, water, energy, community living. And I studied in Kenya organic farming and started working with the communities on growing food in the slums. I come from a slum. And most of the people that I wanted to work with is to empower the women. If we empower the woman, we empower the whole community. We had tried to revitalize our old ways of growing food so that people can grow their own healthy food rather than getting things that it's imported from somewhere. So because nowadays we are living in a world where we eat what we don't produce and we produce what we don't eat. So we encourage people to grow their own healthy food to feed their families. And another thing was also to empower young people, to unlock the potential of African young people, to have them, give them perspective in life. A lot of gangs in the slums fighting each other, politicians are using them. How can you create another way in which youths can get employed, can create opportunities for themselves? So these are the group I wanted to work with. And also to help communities to come together, no discrimination, no disintegration. I try as much as possible always to work also with the one that people that community think they are not the good people. People coming from prison, people who have been doing drugs. These are people I wanted to work with. So I wanted communities to live in harmony, and these are the people I'm still working with them in the project and are taking leadership position. So OTEPIC as a project, we managed to drill 2 boreholes that we give more than 3,000 people with clean drinking water for free. But that is not really sustainable way of giving people water. So we are also working with the different communities to also make retention landscape, making lakes, ponds, so that we can slow all the movement of water, spread it, make it sink to recharge the aquifer system, so that as long as they keep on taking water from the borehole, but also they can collect all the rain that falls on the land. So we are using different techniques, terraces, we are using swales, we are making more small ponds that's connecting to each other. In Kenya, people want to see things working. They don't want to hear somebody just speaking. So the best thing was for me to set prototype system where people can see that different technologies are working. The project was so successful, and I found out that I need also to spread it in other places. So we went to another community again. We set another demonstration farm. It's really open. We have different system, we have retention landscape, we have biogas, we have solar technology. We have tried different systems where people can learn. Just they see how it's working and they go try for themselves what works for them. People come from different soil, different culture, different situation, different local laboratory resources. How they can they use them to change their lives? So after that, I found that I want to create more space where I can offer more intensive program for people to be the teachers in their own communities. So I decided to build a school for permaculture. And that's why I fundraised and I bought a big piece of land where now I'm building a school for East Africa Permaculture Center. And this will be a school for social and ecological sustainability, a place where I want to restore an African dream of nature, prosperity, abundance, a place where I want to teach about these basic needs that people need: food, water, energy, community living. It's a lot of work, but we just try to also share. You know, they say a family that eats together stay together. Yeah. Yeah.